Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. It is Tuesday, the 29th of July. Hope everyone's had a fantastic day. Everyone's feeling very, very well. And yeah, everyone had a busy day. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully, everyone has had a very busy, at the same time, relaxing day. But of course, topics still remain. Stuff still remains. Arsenal transfer window. Arsenal in Hong Kong in 2 days play Spuds, Nando's, chicken nuggets, however you want to say it. But we play Spurs. We'll see what's going to happen then. But at the moment, Arsenal have more urgent matters at hand in terms of transfer window. Let's be real. We need to sell. We need to buy still. And at the moment, that selling looks like me. I'm not going to lie. Buying also looks, well, kind of me. So I kind of hard to decide and kind of hard to figure out what's actually going on in this window because we have actually halted the transfer window to some extent. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Eze, maybe some outgoings, and we're going to talk about the team in general because there are some people back in training, back from injuries and everything. So it's on some level, it's looking quite positive. I'm not going to lie. So it's looking quite damn good. So smash the like button if you haven't already, subscribe if you're new, and of course, leave your thoughts down in the live chat so we can tackle them, discuss them, and see what is what. Big up Mubarak, big up. I'm very confident Arsenal will get Eze. Yeah, I am kind of confident as well, but at the same time, these mixed reports really piss me off, I'm not gonna lie. I tend to be not overreactionary at the same time, knowing that Arsenal every single window leaves us 1-2 players short, always does the bare minimum to some extent, and so many times it's not enough. It is genuinely annoying, pissing me off, and hence why the reaction. I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna talk about that because Eze, I'm not gonna lie, regarding Eze, it's very hard to figure out what is happening with Eze at the moment because there are two reports. One comes from more credible source, let's just say it as it is, aka Fabrizio Romano, and the other one comes from, well, not so credible source. Let's just put it that way. It's Gunner Blog, because we all know that Gunner Blog is a bit of a waffler, to say the least. So we're definitely going to look at it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to definitely deep dive into it, because I have about 3-4 reports. I have about 3-4 reports regarding Eze. And none of them kind of coincide with each other. Every other one says something different, which is really confusing, which is really annoying to say the least. But hey, we're definitely gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it because at the moment, it's looking very, very suspect because everyone expects for Arsenal to sign Eze. I'm not gonna lie, myself included. I will be honest with you. At the same time, it's not looking too peachy, is it? At the moment, at least, it's not looking too peachy, to say the least. So, what they are saying about Eze at the moment. So, here is the scoop. Let's just put it that way. Here is the scoop. I'm sorry, I'm doing some things in the background, so I have to figure stuff out a bit. But yeah, here is the scoop. Starting off with tier 1 source. Well, tier 1 depends how you look at it, but it's Fabrizio Romano. Let's just put it that way. It's more credible than most of them. But yeah, according to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are still in contact with Eberechi Eze's camp. And that is Eberechi Eze's camp, not Crystal Palace. Make that note to yourself, because Arsenal are talking to Eberechi Eze, not Crystal Palace as of yet. Obviously, Eze is keen on the move. No club-to-club talks yet with Palace, as Arsenal work on outgoings as priority now. Yeah, this is what we get regarding Eze, to say the least, in the first place. Now, here is the contradiction. The sources that are coming, the contradiction where it's coming from, we're going to get in a second. I want to big up the chat because I haven't done it in a second. Big up Marlon, hope you're doing well. Yeah, Dortmund won Gittens, we're going to talk about that. Big up BBK, hope you're doing well today, my guy. Listen to him, smash the likes and subscribe as you enter. And don't forget to show some love to BBK Sports as well, of course. Top guy, Arsenal fan and everything. Big up Ryan, imagine we signed Rodrigo, the shirt sales would go through the roof. To say the least, literally, they would make back the Rodrigo money in a month. Easily. And it's weird that we are not doing that. Let's just put it that way. Big up Dre. Hope you're doing well. What players would you want Arsenal for Arsenal right now? Realistic that we are not linked to. Realistic that we are not linked to. I would say Nusa for the left wing. I would say Leao is realistic, as much as he is a very spicy Martinelli to some extent, but at the same time he's better than Martinelli as well. So I would say maybe Leao. Left back wise, Robinson from Fulham. He's Grimaldo maybe as a left back as well, but that I think Grimaldo works better at the 5 at the back. For the number 10, obviously Eze is the links. But for me, one of my favorite guys I would have loved for Arsenal to sign in that 10 spot specifically was Alex Baena. Alex Baena from Villarreal. But obviously, Baena has gone to Atletico Madrid for 45 million euros, by the way. And that is kind of getting on my nerves. I don't know if we will sign Eze. If we get him, I would, before the first game, or if we get Rodrigo, we would get him in the last week of the transfer window. Yeah, like, I wouldn't be shocked if we get Eze even after the first game of the season as well. I'm not going to lie. Prem starting in 2 weeks. No Eze or no new left wing or left back. Yeah, Premier League starts in 2.5 weeks, and we have none of those, which is very encouraging if you are an Arsenal fan. But if you have been an Arsenal fan for long enough, you probably have been here insane amount of times, every single summer window. And as annoying it gets right now, it shouldn't surprise you, because Arsenal tend to operate like that. They do somewhat bare minimum, and then they, at the end of the window, sell us 1-2 basically players short, which at the end of the season turns out we are the one of the most two important positions for Arsenal to actually advance. So take that as you will. Big up Gavin, hope you're doing well. Big up Darren, I told you Eze will not be signed. Arteta will never allow that to happen. Well, Arsenal are talking to him, but if we move on to Gunner Blog, who is a bit of a waffler, so here it is. Arsenal have had reservations about paying the full release clauses for Eberechi Eze. If Crystal Palace were to drop the price, right, Arsenal would be keen to proceed, while sales would also give any pursuit of Eze a considerable boost. So all of a sudden we are talking about, as they have to drop the price. But it doesn't stop there. Gunner Blog keeps waffling. A new contract for Ethan Vanieri reduces the urgency of Arsenal's Eberechi Eze pursuit, but that does not appear to have ended it entirely. So again, drop price, need to sell to buy, and Ethan's new contract is slowing everything down. What? See, which club operates like that? Seriously, which goddamn club operates like that? And here is the big one. It comes from Football.London, Tom Canton's site, woohoo, and all this stuff. But yeah, Eberechi Eze and his camp will be disappointed if a transfer to Arsenal does not materialize this summer specifically. They believe the move is almost impossible not to happen, which obviously is very encouraging if you're an Arsenal fan. At the same time, as Fabrizio Romano is stating, no club-to-club talks. We are still talking to Eberechi Eze's camp, despite the fact that apparently the Eberechi Eze situation and signing him, there is no issues. He wants to join Arsenal. The wages are not a problem. Contract would not be an issue. We should be talking to the club. But Arsenal at the moment, well, let's be real, are not doing that, to say the least. Big up AJ, hope you're doing well. Big up AJ. Long time no see, I'm not gonna lie, but hey, big up to you, my guy. Big up to you, my guy. Big up to you. We stuck with Odegaard at Cam. No, we're gonna have him. He's gonna start 100%. Robinson is him. Yeah, he could be overlapping and everything, passing, crossing, and everything. Like, it's actually kind of nuts. Big up TK. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Go subscribe to TK as well. He's finally starting up a channel, doing his thing. I think he has reached 500 subscribers. 100 subscribers. Maybe he hasn't. Go show him some love. And if you are willing, you can also come on the channel. Big up Everest. Go subscribe to Everest as well. He's a Liverpool fan, so he is living super happy, kinda, despite the contract situations, but it is what it is. Big up Everest. A guy who went against Aaron on Terry's show looked so smug. Well, his copium's off the chart. Yeah. Same as Christian, by the way. Same as Christian. You know the Christian from Dan Potts' stream and the AFTV and all that stuff, said that Liverpool are going to finish 4th. Lol. What a moron. I'm sorry, that was rude, but hey, saying that Liverpool are gonna finish fourth, that is a big issue for me personally. Can't believe we didn't go for Baena. This club, yeah, I cannot believe myself we didn't even throw our hat in for Alex Baena. Arteta loves his Spanish players. What's the issue? Because he is a 10. He can play left wing, yes, but he is more of a 10. And for me personally, and I kid you not, for me personally, he is actually closest thing we arguably could have gotten to Santi Cazorla type of player at Arsenal. Not the same level and stuff like that, but the style, the abilities and everything, he actually potentially could have been the closest one, to say the least. So that for me is a bit of a mystery. Bit of a mystery why that hasn't happened, why Arsenal didn't see it viable for us to go in for Eberechi Eze. I'm not gonna lie. That for me is the big thing. And that for me is a big question mark. So we're gonna see. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's a weird one. In genuinely, it's a weird one. Big up AJ. Still no Eze premise starting soon. Yeah, it's insane. I streamed on Twitch and then upload the whole stream on YouTube. Please give it a like when you have time. Yeah, big up people. Go subscribe to his Twitch channel and go subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. He does the double thing. Have you thought about streaming simultaneously on both sites? Because it is possible as well. You can stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Big up, haha. Hope you're doing well. 19 days until Zerg's the winner. You and your Zerkamp, you know. Could we loan in Rodrigo with obligation to buy? No, Real Madrid are not going to do that. Real Madrid wants the money to sign more players and everything. Big up, Ash. Hope you're doing well. Big up, big up, big up. We are not getting Eze. This has been known since day one. See, even Dio is saying we are not getting Eze. See, even Dio is saying we are not getting Eze because let's be real. We are not talking to the club, and then you hear the facts that Arsenal want, well, hopefully for Palace to drop the price. Then you again hear that Ranieri's new deal is put a halt on the kind of reduces the urgency of the pursuit of Eze. And then on top of that, you hear this, that Eze's entourage, let's just put it that way, says that it would be impossible for this deal not to happen. So that would indicate that it must be happening at some point. But hey, we are still sitting here with about 18 days till the season kicks off, and we have nothing to show for it. Genuinely nothing to show for it. Yeah, we'll spend 100 million on Sesko, but can't splash 68 for it. Yeah, to be honest, they were willing to go for Sesko, for Noni Madueke, 52 million, and they want to tell me they cannot get Sesko, you know. Big up Kill Switch, long time no see, resident Spurs fan. The question is, how you gonna change your name now? Because Ange is not there. Are you gonna change your name to Kill Switch Thomas the Tank Engine or something like that? If Pool sign Isak, it won't matter what teams do in the summer. To some extent, I see that. That is a big worry. And they can spend, they have money to spend it as well. They're in a very good situation with PSR and FFP. As they and his camp don't know how cheap Arsenal are. Maybe. Eze and his camp. You all thought Eze is an Arsenal fan, for God's sakes, get him done. Exactly. He's openly saying he wants to come up to Arsenal. He said it last season. And Arsenal still, well, we are not sure if we should get him. Not sure the player wants to come and not sure we want to pay and all this stuff. It's actually kind of insane. The Madueke deals as separate from Eze and Rodrigo was the biggest piece of BS they have ever put out. Arguably, this piece, Madueke deal is separate from Eze and Rodrigo, was one of the biggest BS they put out this window. 100%, if not the biggest. It was damage limitation move from Arsenal because he will be only left-wing signing. Could be the case. See TK, 100 away from 100 subscribers. Go show him some love. Go subscribe to TK. Big up Gunner Lane. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Hope you're doing well today. Hope everything's well with you. I haven't watched Football Terrace for a year now, dude. I'd never watch it pretty much. I see clips on other streams, and that's about it, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Big up Most Wanted. Big up Bane. Big up. Big up. I said to you the other day, the hype and excitement is gone now. We have Gyokeres. It is all good, but more excitement needs to come now. We need this as a signing, or we might finish second again. The thing is, though, I also can see us not even finishing second with Eberechi Eze. That is the nuts part. Today, I put in a group chat that with Eze, I don't think we're gonna win the league, and without Eze, right? And with Eze, it improves our chances, but I still don't think we're gonna win the league. And some people said, well, if we are not signing Eze and we have no chances of winning the league, you might as well not watch the games. So hey, it is what it is, I guess. Stating your opinions is a big issue there. Christian Ty is the second biggest line in Arsenal's fan base. That guy is out there, to say the least. Is Terry still good? He's glazing everyone, I'm not gonna lie. I saw Aaron last week who went there to troll him and left. Well, come on, man. Come on. Aaron's not on the floor. Yeah, it looks that way. Yeah. Big up YouTube censors. Not going through this is he coming? Is he not coming nonsense. After getting Gyokeres, I trust Berta now. Happy days. I will trust Berta more if I see Saliba sign a new deal. If Saliba signs a new deal under Andrea Berta, rainbows, sunshine, beach, sunny beach, palm trees, a cocktail in my hand, and all this stuff, basically. I'll just say it like that. Rodrigo is 85 million pounds. Find it now and get him in. Yeah, should be easy enough, but it's Arsenal, so we don't have a pound, I guess. I'm pretty confident even without Eze. To win the league or not to win the league? I only watch Terry whenever I see Potts or Aaron there to see how the top versus bottom Gooners go. Yeah, that is actually I would say that is my favorite show as well on Dan Potts' channel, The Roundabout. There is top Gooners versus bottom Gooners, and it's absolute cinema, to say the least. Happy days when Ben linked with Eze, been linked with Eze since June, still ain't signing him. We signed Madueke in 2 days. Yeah, we signed Madueke literally like, that's done. Eze, well, we have time. The window is still open. We need to sell to buy. Ranieri, no deal. So kind of doesn't make sense signing him and everything. Like it's genuinely absurd. Yeah, like the stream, people. Like the stream. If you are willing, also drop a sub and everything, aiming for those 900 ASAP. ASAP. Here's TKA's channel. Get him to 100 subscribers, people. Show him some love. Not hopium. I just don't consider him as necessary as the other fans. So you're happy with Odegaard in the 10. Interesting. My laptop is having issues, so I'm streaming from my phone, and Prism Live Studio app just changed its policy to not let mods stream for free. I have to pay for the pro version. I'm like, no thanks. I get it. I absolutely get it. Like, it's annoying to some extent like that. I get it. Same with StreamYard, to be honest, and other apps. Everywhere I would love to stream, it costs literally about $30 to $60 or euros, depending on the place where you are. So even stream in 1080p, and at the moment, I'm not in such a financial situation to provide myself with literally $720 a year. Let's just put it that way in terms of this. So yeah. We'll see how this goes. Sub to Everest as well, people. Big up, Jacqueline. Big up. We should hurry up and sell to have chance to get Eze and Rodrigo. Exactly. Absolute facts. If we are serious, we want to compete. Otherwise, short of that, forget winning anything again. Exactly. And that, for me, is the biggest issue here. We left the Highbury and moved to Emirates. Obviously, we had to move because we need a bigger stadium and all this stuff. But at the same time, we moved to Emirates as it got sold to us to fight with Bayern Munich, to be on the same level, your Barcelonas and things like that. And we are nowhere near. We are still the same old Arsenal as the day one we moved to Emirates. And for me personally, the essence that was Arsenal at the time at Highbury was left there, and only the brand name Arsenal has moved to Emirates to this day. And always, every single window, it's basically a situation where we sell ourselves 1, 2, maybe sometimes even 3 players short. And then on top of that, it's always sell to buy if something interesting comes on. Eze is a market opportunity, let's be real. And Arteta preaches wanting to take advantage of every best market opportunity. Yet, he doesn't do that well, let's be real, ever. Well, these guys don't know Arteta well. Yeah, feels that way. I just call Jake Peralta on him. Arteta will block any deal that affects his captain. It could be the case, because at the moment he has Ranieri and Daumann technically that can play the 10. And at the moment, in Arteta's eyes, Odegaard is number 1, and there is no pressure on Arteta to even play Ranieri and Daumann too much. Let's just put it that way. So Odegaard can play every single game, and when he feels like it, he can take him off. He'll change it then. we have to scrounge money to get Eze, and that's a Trossard or Zinchenko sale, at least. At least what the Arsenal are selling us, it will be at least one of those. I'm one sub away from 50. Go subscribe to Everest. Get him to 50 subscribers, people. Yeah, Odegaard, of course. Big up, Sean. Hope you're doing well today. Big up, Sean. He's 10 away from 100. Big up, Gunner Lane. Big up, Gunner Lane. Love to see it. Community settings showing TK some love. Big up. Getting Madueke and not signing Eze is a sackable offense plus strike one for Berta. Yeah, that is a big strike one. Although, let's be real, this can be erased. This strike can be removed if we extend Saliba's contract, because that gives us some security and gives us a bit of a reassurance in terms of the fact that he might actually not leave. Let's just put it that way. Especially with the Saliba dropping hints that he might actually sign and everything. It's very hopeful. If Eze isn't getting us the league, then I don't see us signing him. Well, to be honest, for us to get the league, we need much more than Eze. Eze 1 is not enough. We need about 3 signings. And yeah, that's never going to happen. Big up, Gunner Lane. Big up, Lane. Yeah, you've got a good batch of people. Yeah, they're all legends. World-class level platinum chat, pretty much. Platinum level chat worldwide. Big up, people. Big up Gunner Lane and big up the chat as always. We don't need number who can do anything. It's weak, 15-year-old Darwin Baron. It looks that way. We'll see what's happening during the season. Now, Terry Glazed Odegaard crazy would be talking about how he moves his hips and that 2 years ago. Now, you would think that Terry watches another Shakira video instead of Odegaard on the pitch. Hips don't lie and all this stuff. Like, it's actually kind of insane. But we are not getting Rodrigo, people, as well. Like, let's make amends with that as well to some extent. Imagine paying so much close attention to how man swings his hips. Yeah, seriously, it's like brings out binoculars, zooms in on Odegaard, and no time, my hips don't lie, and everything, It wouldn't surprise me if he shakes them along. Don't make me crash out. I better like Eze is, yeah. We cannot blame Berta for Madueke. Top journalists have said Arteta was key to the player joining. Yeah. At the same time, journalists also have said that Berta would be willing to pay for Madueke even 65 million. And that for me doesn't sit well with me. I'm not gonna lie. Terry Glazes Arsenal because his own team can't do shit against his 2 rival clubs. Yeah, basically. It gets used as well. If you put Arsenal in the title, let's be real, just you fly. I'm confident of a domestic trophy. I don't think we are in for the league. We're after missing Hato, not getting Mitoma and getting Madueke. Yeah, we are not getting the targets we need. We are getting some players in, which is overall a nice thing. But long term, and to be competitive on multiple situations, it's not looking too good, to say the least. Hey, a little friendly trolling, aka bands, I never hurt no one. Yeah, a little party also never hurt nobody. Let's be real. But yeah, your Zerkamp situation and everything, it's not the best of things, is it, as well? Your Zerkamp stuff and all this. Nah, not with Odegaard in the 10. I would play Vanieri in the 10. Exactly, see? But he's gonna play Odegaard. That's the captain, that's the savior, that's the golden boy and everything. Like, let's be real. Like, let's not forget that. It's like his long-lost child. It isn't that we don't have the money. Well, it feels that way, to be honest. It genuinely feels that way. Because, listen to this. Arsenal have had reservations about paying the full release clauses for Eberechi Eze if Crystal Palace were to drop the price. Obviously, this is all according to Gunner blog, so he's a Gunner waffle half the time. So take this with a massive pinch of salt, of course, as well. Same goes here. A new contract for Ethan Vanieri reduces the urgency of Arsenal's Eberechi pursuit. Obviously, has not ended entirely, but hey, we all see how this is gonna go. Because regarding Arsenal, unfortunate part, at least this is for me over the last 20 years support, 23 years supporting Arsenal. The sad part is, especially in the last 15 years or so, I have come expect this situation where basically, as soon as stuff like this start to come out about a specific player, where Arsenal the rumors are starting to come out that Arsenal doubt this, doubt that, they think this, 9 times out of 10, it is not happening. Seriously. And that for me is a big pain, to say the least. Man Oates here calling us Asna when you haven't beat us in 3 years. It's crazy. Who said that? Who said Asna? It's Everest. Everest said to Arsenal, hey, he can say that. He won the league. And we haven't won at Anfield in 13 years, so hold that. Nearly everyone says so crap owns Liverpool. So what? So what? One game doesn't define a season. Well, according to Top Gooners, one game defines a season because we have beat the Madrid trophy, beat Man City trophy, finished the second again trophy and everything. XG champions against PSG trophy and everything. If you are a Top Gooner, definitely one game defines your season. But at the end of the day, it doesn't. See? Everest knows. If we did not move to Emirates, we would have... Like, the thing is, we had to move. Well, we had to move to some extent because they were not going to reconstruct Highbury. It felt kind of impossible, right? And everything, which is sad to say the least. But yeah, this move has genuinely done Arsenal more problems than actually helped. Yeah, and then Arsenal lost the weakest team. Yeah, to be honest, like we lost even to United. Like that's not even say. And you are the trolling when nobody's paying attention. Like Everest is proper one. Let's be real. My trolling at least makes sense. People. Odegaard should be a model for L'Oreal with all those hair flicks. Dude, he can model L'Oreal, Head and Shoulders, Old Spice, and everything. Merino could model for Old Spice, and everything. Calafiori could model for, I don't know, Shauma or something like that, Palmolive and all this crap. You know what, like all the stuff that is out there. Look who's talking here about glory hunting, man. Man knows nothing about me and claims. Bigger people, 17 likes. If we can push it to 20, to 30, or 30 today, I would be over the moon. Yeah, Marlon should be keeping it respectful. He is very, like, on the edge all the time, and at some point he's going to push so far, and that could be the be-all, end-all. I don't want to hear 65 down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again this season. Did you see the clip where Havertz was in training on the pedal bike, just doing his rounds to warm up the legs or cool down the legs? And people in the stands were singing that. Like, that was embarrassing. I said it on Views' stream. Big up Views, by the way. But I can't poo-poo a Lookman or Wissa or Mbuemo or Cunha because these were all better options than Madueke at the end of the day. Facts. All of them were better options than Madueke. To say the least, there were other options available as well, and we just chose not to get them. Conceição was available. Still believe we could have gone, what's its face? Alex Baena. 45 million euros, by the way. That's about 42 million pounds and everything. Like, there were loads of options. Eze has more quality in his left pinky toe than Nelson, Lokonga, Vieira, and Martinelli. Sold them all to bring this man home. Well, Martinelli would be the different one, but otherwise, yeah. Nelson, I think his time is done. And remember when Nelson came out, when Nelson was in Hale End, right? He was talked about that he is going to be better than Bukayo Saka. Unfortunately, injuries, could not get consistently in the team and do the right things. Everything went down the drain in those terms. Like, that is so annoying, to say the least. Every single owner can put 109 million pounds every single season. Just saying, yeah, that is the case. Every single owner of a specific club in Premier League can put every single summer transfer window 109 million into the transfers, into the club from their own pockets. Of course, if you're Chelsea, right, you just sell hotels and you'll get about 600 million. But in overall terms, let's just put it that way, you can put in. What Arsenal do, they put in 109 million. Maybe. Well, Kroenkes don't do that. Let's be real. But let's just say they did. But we never see it because, let's just put it that way. Part of the money gets pickpocketed by the pickpockets Arteta has hired. Another part goes to lemons to squeeze them. Then it goes to light bulbs. Then it goes to feed Win the dog. Then it goes to someone to take care of Win the dog. And yeah, at the end of the day, we are left with 2 bags of crisps. Like it is what it is. Let's be real, Dominic is generational and Ethan is better than Odegaard already. Yeah. The big thing is, though, if we talk some serious stuff here, I'm very scared for those two. Literally scared for those two. Because we have seen that under Mikel Arteta, many players get ruined. Well, most of the players get ruined many times. And at the moment, at least, right, Vangieri, Dauman, and everyone plays with the swagger, right? With the attitude, swagger, confidence, and everything. It can be coached out of them. And Mikel Arteta can do it easily. As they also said that apparently Martin Odegaard has taken Ethan Vangieri under his wing to teach him and everything and all this stuff. I'm kind of scared that we will start to see sideways, backwards passes and spinneroonies and hair flicks from those two at some point. That, for me, is a big worry. If Everest, if he crosses the line, he'll yeah. He has been dealt with once already, by the way. Timed out for some time already once. He had to make them. We had to. That is the thing. As sad as it is, we had to make that Emirates move, unfortunately. As much as it may pain us to look at this and say it, we have to admit that we had to make that move because it was basically to make the club actually survive. Because otherwise, club actually might... Well, I wouldn't say they would not exist. It would not exist anymore, but definitely we wouldn't be in a situation we are in right now. Let's just put it that way. That for me is the biggest thing. That for me is the biggest thing. You lost the plot when even the streamer you're watching is giving you a reality check. Yeah, please, people, like the stream as well if you haven't already. So Gooners have created a new stat. It's called XC, expected excuses. Oh my god, that one should be off the charts. And to be honest, expected excuses most likely is gonna be a stat that's gonna be outperformed by hundreds of points every single time we lose, draw, or something happens. The thing is now that we have to complete the Emirates move, we aren't using our muscle properly. Exactly. We have no debt. We have paid it all off. Let's be real. Arsenal are making profits every window. Like, there is no issues with that. Oh, not every window, but over the year of the calendar year in terms of money, they make profits. So where is all this money going? All the money from Champions League, nearly 100 million we made last season. Premier League, 173 million. Cups, TV revenue, and all this stuff. Where is this all money going? Obviously, there is club maintenance and salaries and all that crap, right? But at the end of the day, you would think that you have money left over, plus the 109 million they can put in themselves. Moving was not the problem. Doing it first was. Took so much time to pay it back. Yeah, and that is the case. Obviously, like over 25 years and everything, like 20 years, it's actually kind of insane. 15? No, it was 15 years, right? 15 or 20 years, something like that. It was. My memory just goes. The reason why these guys hate is because if I have TV and this Top Gooner, they always put us putting them in it like those. Like, for me, the thing is, personally, right? I have no problem with the people. Personally, it's just that quite a bit of their opinions and things they say don't make sense to me. Because the more they say this stuff, they get lost in the stuff they say, and it doesn't add up at the end of the day. That, for me, is the biggest issue. AJ, I know, I respect all of you for that. Yildiz was available here. Big up most wanted. Yildiz available. Would love to have Yildiz at Arsenal. Not sure TK would want Yildiz at Arsenal, but maybe he would. Who knows? I'm even crash out. I'm just saying, stop comparing all Arsenal fans with them. Like, that is the thing. When you speak about Arsenal's fan base, which is pretty much about every fan base, you have to say about which part of the fan base you talk about. Or you just say part of Arsenal's fan base, part of United's fan base, part of Liverpool's fan base. You kind of have to these days specifically mention and maneuver your sentence in a way that it doesn't offend everyone. Because the issue is, it's very easy to generalize, and one action from one person gives bad rep to the rest of the fan base. And that is the biggest issue. What happened to Kai? He lost that size and breathe. Well, I think his spinach ran out. He was like Popeye. I eat spinach and all this stuff, and it ran out, basically. He ran out of spinach, I guess. We're out of money. We have to make money now. Yeah. Get Arteta gone. Maybe that's how. We should be giving Nelson, Lokonga to CP plus some money to get Eze. We should. I don't think Palace is going to take back Lokonga anymore because they had him and they didn't want him. So I don't think that's going to go. However, the talks about Nelson being included in Eze deal, it's actually, they are talking about that quite a bit these days. Well, not as much, but they are talking about it. And on top of that, right, Nelson is on 100 grand a week. That is also a big issue. July 29th, and still no club talk is worrying. Exactly. Pretty much 1 month left in the window. Premier League starts in 18 days. And we are not ready. Yes, we have the players you could argue we desire. We have them in the club. But it's not enough. We need more. And that is the big issue. Yildiz, Nusa, Gulen, Kandis, that guy, Sunset. I would love Sunset at Arsenal. Yeah, Bayern is a baller. I love Bayern. We'll need to become Atletico Madrid fan now, I guess. Well, maybe not. Just watch La Liga for Bayern. Not La Liga, Atletico Madrid for Bayern, basically. And Julian Alvarez. I love Julian Alvarez as well. That for me is the thing. These criminals think we can't see. Exactly. Go subscribe to BBK as well. Here is his link. Go show him some love. Well, United and Liverpool sing 20 times on 29. Yeah. Chill, sell Nelson, Vieira, injury Longa, Fulham, Bournemouth, and players they need play. Yeah, just sell him. I know it's hard, but try. Ethan is not better than Odegaard right now. Ethan is not better, but he is more dangerous and more productive on the pitch overall. Yes, Odegaard has more experience and everything, but when Odegaard gets the ball compared to when Yuri gets the ball, it's a completely different feeling. Because I don't know, it's the naivety of him being still young, 18 or what, but when Yuri gets the ball, his first thing is go forward. And I'm already kind of excited to see what he's going to do. When Odegaard gets the ball, I'm like already sitting, okay, now he's going to do 3 spinneroonies, he's going to flick his hair, do an arm wave, and pass it back to Saliba or White or Saka. And that's how it always goes. Or he's going to get shoved off of the ball. That is for me. If Borussia Dortmund are looking at Trossard, offer him to Leipzig to have Nusa to come to us. We could do something like that. We could do something. Nusa's injury history, although, is nothing too exciting, was it? If I'm not mistaken. I think Nusa's injury history was nothing great. I think I was checking it one day and it wasn't looking too good, was it? Yeah, see? His injury history is not the greatest. Knee injury for 13 games, hamstring for 4, rest for 2 games with a rest. That is kind of nuts. Back injury. Well, that is kind of a nuts one for a 20-year-old. I'm not gonna lie. And muscle injury. So you know that at Arsenal he will have to track back, which at the end of the day means he will have to basically, you guessed it, get more injuries. When Gary Claro, no, kind of. No, man, when Odegaard shows me something different, I'll reassess this take. Yeah, if Odegaard was playing like he was playing 3 seasons ago in 22-23 season, I would have no problems. But he doesn't. It was one-off season pretty much. Last season, he had a drop-off. Not the last, the 24-25, but 23-24 season, he had a drop-off from the season prior. However, he was still somewhat effective. Last season, that was a nightmare and a half. 20 likes, bigger people. Like and subscribe. I'm just going. I know you're chatting between each other, so I'm going skipping on that. I'm not gonna lie. AFTV lost in the sauce, in Saka sauce. In Saka sauce, right? Yildiz for how much? I'm not sure how much is Yildiz. Yildiz, technically, Yildiz is valued at 50 million euros. Since he still has 4 years left at Juventus, he is 20 years old. I would expect about 45 to 50 million pounds for Yildiz. I would expect that. Yeah, Chelsea make offer for, well, according to football.london, we just might as well look at this because it's Tom Canton's site. So look at this. Look at this. No thanks. F off. Here, where is it? Here we go. According to Italian sport outlet Gazzetta dello Sport, the club submitted an offer to Juve in the region of 65 to 68 million euros, which is about what? 60 million pounds? 58 million pounds, sorry. 58 million pounds, pretty much the same price as Madueke almost. Like, it's actually not that's actually kind of nuts if you ask me. It's actually kind of nuts if you ask me. Now, some other news regarding Arsenal, because we need to talk about this. Calafiori is back in training. Okay, that's that. Jurrien Timber is back in training, which is more exciting. I'm not gonna lie, that is much more exciting. The Timber is back in training. Now, Gyokeres is in the training with the first squad. Now, the question is, will he start against Spurs or will he come off the bench? That for me is the big thing. The money is going to pay Havertz 250. Hey, Havertz is on 285,000 a week. Jesus is on 265 a week. Nelson is on 100. Zinchenko is 150. And the others who don't deserve us. Look, these four players you only named, right? 250, 500, 700, is on 800 grand a week. These four players you just named, Sean, overall is 800,000 a week from Arsenal they get. That is actually kind of insane. People, like and subscribe, people, if you haven't already as well. 21 likes, big up to you all. Trade Gabriel Martinelli for Mitoma. I can see that. But they're not going to take 180 grand a week, though, will they? We are out of money. We'll see if we can make a sell, yeah. Big up. Everest has hit 50 subs. Big up, people. Anyone who went there, subscribed and everything, big up to you. Big up to you all. Big up. Community settings. Sounds like a bargain when you look at Noni. Yeah, yield is for about 58 to 60 million pounds. Sounds like a bargain, I'm not gonna lie. Big up, Hendon. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great day today as well. Big up, Hendon. Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that he's gonna come off the bench around, maybe at halftime of the bench, maybe around 60th minute of the bench. But I think he definitely is going to make appearance. And my next expectation most likely is that he is going to start in the Emirates Cup against Bilbao and against Villarreal. How much is Gyokeres getting? I have no idea. Genuinely have no idea. Because since he has just signed, I'm not too sure there is already announcements and any updates regarding salaries and all this stuff. I'm not too sure. I can check at the moment, but I'm not so sure there's anything else. Is there Gyokeres? Yeah. Gyokeres, well, it's not confirmed, but the speculation is that Gyokeres is on about 200,000 a week. That is the speculation. He is around 200,000 a week. Something in that region, allegedly. Genuinely, allegedly. I have no idea if that is true or not. I go to Arsenal worth 8 million. According to Spanish population, yes. Yeah, apparently there are talks that he is on around 200 grand a week, which actually is not bad, given that Jesus is on 265. He never plays. Havertz is on 285. Well, he's useless. Martinelli is on 180. Odegaard is on 240. Like, it's actually kind of interesting. I'm not going to lie. 23 likes. Big up, people. Yeah, big up, Everest. We are the kind of club that will go for Eze and end up with Garnacho on deadline. Dude, why are you putting this stuff in the universe? Serious talk. Why are you putting this stuff in the universe? It's bad enough that we have Wahaha in the chat, right? Then I have Yasa in my DMs, pause, and on TikTok, on Twitter, and everything, saying that we might sign Kunku on the deadline day. Why are you doing this? Or Action Jackson, by the way. Why are you putting this in the universe? Serious talk. Why you put this in the universe? What have I ever done to you? Serious talk. Anyhow, Leandro Trossard. According to Plettenberg, who is decent, but okay, we're gonna go with the flow on this one. Borussia Dortmund apparently are monitoring Leandro Trossard. Obviously, they just sold Gittins to Chelsea and everything. The 30-year-old winger also has 2 concrete offers from Premier League clubs, and also a contract extension at Arsenal has been offered to him with the same amount of contract length till 2027. However, it would come with a salary increase. He's at the moment on 90 grand a week. I would expect that salary to be about 120, 130, something like that. But basically, he has also a new contract on the table. However, his agent and Trossard are holding on signing this new deal, and they are assessing their options in the market. So they're basically playing out the waiting game, see who comes in for them. And apparently, there are 2 Premier League clubs, and there is also Borussia Dortmund. And apparently, moving this window is somewhat possible, allegedly. So we'll have to wait and see on that one whether it happens or not. But hey, we will sit patiently here and wait and see if anything comes to fruition. Because ultimately, for Arsenal, at the moment, it is all just a waiting game right now until someone comes in and offers something. Let's just put it that way. Anyhow, I'm not so sure I want to share this, to be honest. I genuinely not so sure I want to share this. But people, brace yourselves for the things that I'm going to put up on the screen in a second, okay? Seriously, brace yourselves. I'm going to answer some comments, and then we're going to get into it. Imagine how much we could lower the wage bill if we sold Jesus 265, Trossard 90 grand, that's 355. Zinchenko, that's 150, that's 405. Nelson, that's 505. Yera, that's what he's about 60, 70 grand, something 50, no, 60 grand, something 70 grand, something like that. That's 465. Lokonga, he's on about what as well, 450, I think it is, or something like that. So it's that what 700, 600 grand, something like that. Hein, that doesn't count, he's on nothing. Martinelli, that's 680. Havertz, that's $1 million. We would get $1 million of the wage bill pretty much. With all those players, if we could sell them, we would get about £1 million of the wage bill, by the way. All players I want out by summer 2026, maybe Merino too. Yeah, Merino is a bit different one. We'll see. Although he doesn't look good so far in preseason. He scored a good goal, I'm not going to lie, against Newcastle. But overall, in midfield, yeah, that's a nightmare waiting to happen. Disaster waiting to happen. Sorry, get Trossard out. Dortmund give us the beige guy for Trossard and throw Job in the deal as well. Anyways, people, are you ready? Are you ready for this madness? Because look at this. And this is the sheer reason why we, as a fan base and as a club, get bantered, laughed at, and embarrassed every single time on social media. Period. I'm not going to even read this out loud because I cannot put myself to read that out loud. I cannot put myself up to it. Serious talk. I could not put myself up to it. Dio already is end the stream. End the stream. Seriously, end the stream. Yeah, seriously. See, even Liverpool fans know what is up. These mutants. Seriously. This guy's smoking briefs, not socks. Like, dude, like saying stuff like this, like, I'm confused between Gyokeres and Havertz, who should be starting, and both world-class stars, you know. Oh my goodness gracious. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I genuinely cannot believe what I'm seeing. Now, question is, do you think the comments on this tweet are gonna be good or bad? That is the next question, because we're gonna go through some comments. By the way, look, he's a football analyst. Transfer news. Whoa. I'm not gonna go. I'm a writer, sports influencer, you know, football analyst, and he says this stuff. Holy moly. Some Gooner positive comments on that post. Okay, let's see. I see a possibility of both starting together. I'm not gonna lie, kind of can as well. That's the sad part. Good morning, boss. Oh my god. They should both start. Both are what? I kind of get it. Leave that to the coach. Big task, that's nothing big about. There's nothing big about this. The only natural striker we have is Gyokeres. So when we talk about starting a striker, he's the only correct answer. Someone who's good at positioning, strikes the ball so well and knows how to score. No disrespect to Kai. He's second option when it comes to the number 9 position. Let's wait for coach to decide. Exactly, that's what Arteta wants. Confuse them. That they won't know. That they won't know who starts, who plays, how we play. Not like last season, we knew the first 11 weeks before the match day. One is a proper striker, and the other can play as a striker, but not a striker. Both are so good. But I will prefer a proper striker so I can identify my problems up front. Big up to PhD. You can tell that guy has a PhD, 100%. Don't forget Mikel Merino, or someone had to say it, didn't they? It looks like Arteta is building a squad where he'll have the adaptability to start players based on the team we're up against, as opposed to having a consistent starting 11 across all positions. Well, we've been saying that for a time, to be honest. According to you, Havertz is a world-class star. Is your head working? Big up. Round of applause for this guy. Round of applause for this guy. Is your head working? Round of applause for that one. How about talking? Look at this guy talking. Exactly. So the excuse to the top Gooners and Arteta fails again will be that he had a big task on his hands as to when to play Havertz or Gyokeres. If Arteta starts Havertz, sack him immediately. Forget about this trophy instantly. And Merino ain't no striker, neither is Havertz. Yeah, exactly. Big up, Dr. Hope. You're controversial. Nothing controversial about that one, though. That's pure fact. Kai Havertz and world class in the same sentence. They don't like cooked by Palmer. What a name! Even Chelsea fan is laughing at this. Even a Chelsea fan is laughing at this. Gyokeres up top and Havertz in the. As if one season half a season of him in the midfield wasn't enough. Gyokeres up top and him in the midfield, and Havertz in the midfield. He's from Singapore, you know, as well, by the way. Yeah, Havertz in midfield is going to happen. Victor Gyokeres is the man I've been waiting for, so issues, and he can feature both. Gyokeres must always start. Facts. Merino can come in when we have a clear lead. Facts. Kai can start an FA Cup and Carabao Cup games. Woof. Woof. Gyokeres, and it's not even a question. Up the coach. Now played. Like, seriously, if Havertz was any better, do you think we would have gone and spent all that money on Gyokeres? Gyokeres is better than Kai and does what a striker should be doing, because on his natural instincts as a striker, he isn't a natural striker. Havertz is clear of that. It's a Chelsea fan, so bear with him here. Kai Havertz is washed. Well, it's not even a question. Gyokeres starts as a forward. Kai Havertz is not a world-class star. What sport do y'all watch? The answer is 4-4-2. That's the whole idea. We want different type of players for different type of matches and situations. Also, don't be surprised to see Havertz drop in the midfield up with Gyokeres up top. This Gyokeres up top thing and midfield thing must stop. But oh my goodness gracious. Stuff like this is actually kind of phenomenal to see. It is insane to see even. And I'm not sure how is that even working for some people, to say the least. I'm not gonna lie. To say the least. Like, it's actually kind of insane. Havertz in the midfield, it is gonna happen, yeah. Well, will send me some Yeah, look at that Chelsea. Shameless Chelsea fans, you know. Kai can't start nothing except the Carabao Cup. How should you know he's not the main guy and he never was? Yeah, he should know that, but I'm not so sure he brilliant a striker and world class. How he misses little open goals? Yeah, fact, world class striker misses from 2 yards out. World class striker cannot touch, trips over his own feet over a standing ball and everything. Like, make some bloody sense, people. Seriously, make some bloody sense. How is this even a thing, to say the least? Like, this is actually embarrassing. And this is basically the sole reason why we get bantered as a club. Let's be real. This is the sole reason why we get bantered as a club. Because of stuff like this that Arsenal fans put out. That is the thing. Cuesta's birthday is today. Liverpool are set to beat Arsenal in Salford in all right. Arsenal being as part of the geographical reason. Yeah, okay. Trossard. Oh, this is interesting. It'd be nice if it loaded, though. Here we go. Here we go. Leandro Trossard is increasingly likely to leave Arsenal, having attracted interest from Borussia Dortmund and Premier League clubs. The sale of Trossard would help Arsenal fund moves for a left winger and Eberechi Eze. Well, hold on. You want to tell me that one sale of Trossard for about 20 to 25 million, most likely, is gonna fund moves for left winger and Eberechi Eze? You want to tell me 20 million from Trossard is gonna fund 2 player signings? So those 20 million doesn't change much to some extent. So if we have this money, right, why we are not signing Eze then? Why we are not signing a proper left winger then? Like, what? Serious talk. Like, what? Kai missed from 1 yard out. I doubt Gyokeres will miss. Exactly. What about sale of Nelson Vieira? Nelson most likely is going to go out on loan, though. Yeah. People. It's actually kind of nuts if you come to think of it, to say the least. The stuff we read these days on socials. What else? Gyokeres, Martin Odegaard's Laird, nobody cares. Zinchenko on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Trossard has 2 concrete offers on. Which are the Premier League clubs that have offered a chance to sign Trossard? That for me is the biggest question. Which are the 2 Premier League clubs? Oh, in shocking display of things, by the way, people. In very shocking display of things, who could have foreseen that? Who literally could have foreseen this? Shirt sales for Arsenal's new signing Viktor Gyokeres have broken the club's record and exceeded that any player in recent history. It is expected that the record figures will stretch even higher. Well, who would have known this? Oh, wait, everyone was saying that. Now imagine if you signed Rodrigo. Rodrigo's signing would even beat Gyokeres' shirt sales by a mile as well, to say the least. Big up my boss. Another Bane in the chat. We have 2 Banes in the chat. We have Most Wanted as a Bane, and we have also my boss as a Bane in the chat. We have 2 Banes today in the chat. Big up my boss. Hope you're doing well. Like and subscribe, people, as well. Show some love. But yeah, it's like, would you be surprised if the window is over? No. I wouldn't. Seriously, I wouldn't. Seriously, I wouldn't. Imagine we sign Sesko, short sales will drop. Given the amount of top Gooners who wanted Sesko, not too sure about that, though. As well, if you include the fact that we also haven't had a striker for 3.5 years, we haven't signed a striker in 7.5 years, I'm not so sure. The thing is, though, Gyokeres is a bit more higher profile player than Sesko, hence why he sells more. And he's actually proper bagsman for the last 2 years, so he has actually some backing, some cachet, some background behind his name, so he actually sells better. But I think Sesko also would be selling actually shirts as well very, very nicely, in my opinion. Maybe not maybe to the same extent, but it wouldn't be as far off. I'm not gonna lie, maybe not as far off. Now, let's see quickly what is happening in other places. I'm gonna rally you right now. Genuinely gonna make you rallied in a second. Martin Odegaard in Arsenal training. Martin Odegaard in Arsenal training. Anyways, on to some more important news. Arsenal held talks with Rodrigo's entourage, but wanted to strengthen in other positions, especially at center forward. Oh, okay. Gabriel Martinelli or Leandro Trossard would most likely have to leave for there to be any chance of the deal. Seriously, any chance? Nah, it's just wet. His hair is wet at the end of the day. Let's be real. It's just so humid in Hong Kong. We spent 200 million, which has been our average. They aim for 150 to 160 net spend. Yeah, basically something like that. We probably covered the money for Gyokeres with shirt sales, bro. What do you think? So Gyokeres was what? Let's just say 60 million pounds, right? 60 million pounds. For Arsenal to basically cover, okay, we need to sell 600,000 shirts for if they are 100 pounds. We need to sell 600,000 shirts to cover Gyokeres' costs. Do you think we have sold 600,000 shirts in Gyokeres? Not so sure, but with the print and everything, which tends to add if you don't have the membership, actually it might be the case. I'm not gonna lie. Man put gel basically. Are the hair flicks and arm waves out? Well, no, not there at least. Not there. It's gonna happen soon. Don't worry. Your punishment must be more severe. But I'm not so sure what's gonna happen there. Oh, some good news. According to Ben Jacobs. Fabio Vieira has been added to West Ham's list of midfield options. There's yet to be an approach, though, so good luck with that. Good luck with that. Seriously. What else is there? Chloe Kelly, Arsenal in Hong Kong. And Roberta greeting Gyokeres on the plane. Okay, who cares? Anything else regarding Arsenal these days? Is there anything, to be honest, if we look at this? Has Fabrizio said anything? Hato is now deal very close. Hradecki to Monaco. City have informed Ortega that he can leave the club. Barcelona have signed Chelsea from Croatia. Jovic is going to potentially Mexico. So nothing in those terms. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, Fabio Vieira, sell him. Just sell him. Don't care how much. Just get him out of the club, to say the least. Get him the hell out of the club. Let's just say it as it is. Personally, would rather watch him over Odegaard. Well, don't trust Toothpick Jacobs. Yeah, true, same. Yes, get the lightweight out of here. Exactly. Does Toothpick Jacobs ever report anything fast or new? He does. I'm not gonna lie, he does actually. He does. He actually has some. This transfer window, he has been more credible than any other window I have seen so far. Might be just recency bias, maybe. But this window specifically, he's been most reliable. I have seen him in these windows over every year I have followed the transfer window. 20-25 mil for Vieira, most likely something like that. But yeah, people, I think on that note, I'm going to end today's stream. If you haven't already, smash the likes. Subscribe if you're new. Aiming for those 900 ASAP. And then, of course, road to 1K begins. So hopefully you had a great time here. Hope to see you all tomorrow. I released a YouTube short and TikTok today, so go and check it out as well. If you haven't, I put a post on my channel regarding FPL, Fantasy Premier League. I have never done it before, but I thought maybe I could take it serious this year, so we'll see what's going to happen there. On those terms. If you want a FPL stream where I build my squad and we do it together and something like that, definitely let me know on that post or in the chat or tweet me on X or put it in the comments or wherever. So I just know that you are interested. But for today, I'm going to be signing off. So have a good night. Have a good evening, and all this stuff. Have a great day tomorrow. Enjoy it as much as you can. And hopefully see you very, very soon. Peace.